there's still so much more to learn. So you have the opportunity to continue your education with the Advanced Dyslexia Training course. If you're part of the ESC, we've already been working with Lindsay, and we've got some specific information for you. They've been asking for names, etc. Realize everyone is invited to take the Advanced Dyslexia Training course. It is going to be a self-paced format, so it's not going to, you're not going to feel the rigor that you have felt this year. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Continue your journey. There's a lot more for you to know. You can deepen your teacher knowledge. Like Shannon was just feeling frustrated because her teachers don't know why they shouldn't have 5 different graphemes for the sound A in one spelling list. There is so much more for you to know. Okay, support your students in more advanced concepts. We know the 5 pillars of reading. Phonemic and phonological awareness, phonics fluency. Primarily in this introductory year, you've really focused on the PA, the phonics, and a little bit of fluency. There's a lot more to reading than just that. With the advanced class, we're going to do a lot more with advanced phonics concepts, more with fluency, vocabulary, comprehension. We're also going to look at assessments for dyslexia diagnosis, a lot of vocabulary acquisition techniques, deeper spelling concepts and strategies, and advanced morphology, Latin and Greek. We haven't even touched on that aspect of English. So you're going to get into all of that with your with the advanced year. Here's just a peek at some of the things that you would learn during your advanced phonics instruction. Here's advanced morphology. You've only learned about Anglo-Saxon, and honestly, you've only learned about half of what there is to know about the Anglo-Saxon layer of language, the Old English. So that's a quarter of the words in English. So you can see, even just based on morphology, there's so much more to learn. We'll do more with vocabulary and morphology. These matrices are wonderful for overlapping both of those. And of course, that also touches on comprehension, fluency too, and decoding. Oh my gosh. Vocabulary acquisition techniques will be shared with you. Additional fluency strategies for multiple day, and why we do fluency and some of the reasons that we do what we do. Deeper spelling concepts. So for example, there's 4 different ways we spell final. In the introductory level, you learn about the floss rule. We're going to learn why these things happen. That's just one tiny piece. Additionally, you know, there's 98 ways to spell 44 sounds. We're going to get into more spelling concepts. Comprehension strategies, the Super 7 laid out by the National Reading Panel. And you're going to learn about how they diagnose for dyslexia, the assessment associated with it, and what pieces and components are looked at to determine if a child does indeed have dyslexia. We'll look a little bit at statistics, bell curves, and understanding what we look at. Okay, part 1 is in-person instruction. They're the only 2 days you specifically have to commit to in your calendar. It's going to be in Salina, Ohio, Thursday, August 1st, 2024, from 9 to 4. Friday, August 2nd, from 9 to 2:30. That's 11 hours of instruction. And again, you need to be there in order to start the advanced class. Part 2, completely self-paced, asynchronous modules. You may take 9 to 21 months to complete this full course. There's approximately 12 modules ranging in length from 1 to 3 hours each. It's about 24 hours worth of asynchronous instruction. That's in addition to the 11 in-person hours for about 35 total hours. These are the topics that we will cover. So you're going to watch the asynchronous video. We already talked about sorry, I'm trying to go so fast. We talked about the topics that we will cover previously in the PowerPoint. This is how you're going to cover them. In person, we're going to hit a lot of the spelling and just what the lesson plan looks like and quite a bit of the fluency. Then the remaining pieces like the vocabulary and the comprehension and the assessment, it's going to be through the asynchronous videos. You will work with at least one practicum student or multiple practicum students. Explain that in a second. You're going to purchase the 4th edition of the Multisensory Teaching of Basic Language Skills book. That is about an $85 investment. I wanted to make this very meaningful to you as far as the homework. So you will complete some homework. Sometimes there's specific projects that you're going to be able to implement immediately with your practicum students. Sometimes it's a knowledge check. Sometimes it's like summaries. You are going to be receiving feedback from me. There are going to be 3 observations with your practicum student or students. Going to get to that in a second. Okay, your first practicum student is going to be the one that most needs your the advanced phonics skills. They're going to kind of like be a springboard of your kiddo you're currently working with. That's the student we're looking for as your primary practicum student. We're looking for one-on-one. It can be a small group, minimum of 2 times a week, minimum of 100 minutes weekly, encouraging you to do it throughout the school year. You're going to need to do it at least throughout 75% of the school year. But you're going to see that you're not going to have the same hours that you have to spend with your practicum student as far as the number of total accumulated hours, because this is not to go towards a specific ALTA step or level. Your second practicum student might be one that only needs practice with fluency. Maybe they're really strong in their decoding skills and their phonics is pretty decent. So now we're moving towards more fluency to improve that vocabulary and that comprehension. This could be an individual or a small group, and they really only need fluency practice. So it might be a tier 2 student, it might be a 3-tier student, and half of a semester may be adequate for you to complete the fluency component and the work assigned with that particular module. So it could be as little as 1/4 of the school year that you work with this child just for the practice, but it certainly could be a semester or the entire year. So that's why you could potentially have 2 different practicum students. Here's just an example of the practica itself. You're still building your lesson plans. Here's an example of a project that one of my advanced students had built this year, a syllable division game. Isn't it cute? Practicing those patterns. Here is the textbook. Here's an example of a summary that was started by one of my students on word learning and vocabulary instruction. You will receive observation feedback just as you have this year. The materials then, you buy both the textbook and the activity book. It's about a $115 investment. There's gonna be a lot of materials that I provide to you, some of it digital, but for example, a new keyword and sound cards associated with the advanced year. I also have spelling formulas that are supplementary materials that I will be bringing in August to those of you who sign up. So here are the final details. You have 21 months to complete all modules. It's $2,800. University credits are available just like they were this year. They're not required. You will receive a certificate of completion that you can apply towards teacher certification renewals and steps and your ALTA CEs, your continuing education hours. But no additional ALTA testing or credentials are specifically associated with this training. You will remain a CALP. That's why I can give you more freedom and flexibility in the number of hours that you get with your practicum student and in the number of observations that I watch. So I have more control over what I want you to do. This is a step, like Kara showed you at the beginning of our time today, this is a step for you to potentially become an instructor yourself. Kara and I are requiring it. We require this because we want our people to be the very best trained people in Ohio as they become an instructor. And we feel like 1 year, just your introductory course, is not nearly enough for you to become an instructor. We want you to know more so you'll be ready to answer the questions that you all have come with us this year. So you've got to have more knowledge in your little toolbox. You've got to have more depth of knowledge. So that's why this advanced course is an option for you to take just to become a better teacher and be able to support your kids more. But also to become an instructor, you simply need to know more. Okay, you guys have my email, info@Crossroads Literacy, and you are welcome to get in touch with me. And especially if you're ESC, we contracted with them for 2 years. We're training a total of 40 teachers in the ESC. Those of you that fall under that domain, they want at least 10 of you to take the advanced course. I am opening it up, so as many of you that want to take it may take it. But again, if you're interested, let us know and we can chat with you. Well, you can let me know, or you can let Kara know too. As far as a deadline for when I would like you to have made the decision whether or not you want to join the 2024 cohort, 24-25, I'd like to know by, I'd really like to know by the end of June. That way I can get all the materials printed up. Definitely mid-July would be the cutoff if you feel like you want to join the course. Again, it's going to be more flexible for you. So if you have an insane September, October, November, you can wait before you even start with a practicum student or before you even start with the modules. That would definitely push you more towards taking 21 months to finish the full course. But just realize you're definitely going to have some flexibility with when you work on the modules and when you complete the requirements associated with it. So yeah, please contact me if you would like to, if you have additional questions. Well, I didn't even give you a chance to ask questions. You can stay on and ask questions because we're a minute over our time.
Jen,
Hey.
did you record another?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, so we'll share the
Yes.
other recording you've already made about the
Yeah, it's like
advanced
30
as
minutes.
well. Okay, yeah. So, but
'Cause I
please
flew
ask
through
questions,
this.
but there's more. There is,
Yeah.
we'll send you that link too.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe watch that first, and then you can ask me the specific question.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
You
you,
can stop
Jen.
recording. Actually, I
Yeah.
will stop recording. I see it right
Did you
here.
record? Are you okay? Yeah.